Do you want to know how Chanel manages to turn a pair of jeans, a jacket or a cardigan into creation worth double or even triple the price? The secret is in the details, tiny details fast to make but capable of completely changing the perception of a garment. And details you can reinterpret in your own atelier to increase the value of your work by 40, 70, even 150%. In the new Métiers d'Art 2026 collection presented inside the New York subway, Chanel revealed some of the smartest embroideries of the last years. Not only beautiful but strategic. Embroidery that truly fits tailoring, small ateliers, commissioned work, and personalized capsules. And in this video I'm going to show them to you one by one. And if you're new here, my name is Elena, I'm couture embroiderer and teacher, and let's start with the first look. The first look I'm bringing to you is this very pale light blue ensemble. From afar it looks like a soft denim, something you'd wear on a calm, easy day. But the moment the model takes a step closer, the truth reveals itself. The fabric vibrates differently. It's not denim, it's silk. And that vibration comes from a whisper-thin embroidery. Thousands of micro beads tracing soft lines like steam rising from the subway grates on a winter sidewalk. The ultra-fine fringes don't swing like heavy ones, they float. They move half a second behind the model's step like a trail of liquid light. And here is where it gets interesting for anyone who creates garments. This isn't full coverage embroidery, it's zonal embroidery, a deliberate choice. If a seamstress or atelier wanted to achieve a similar effect, it would only take 3 to 4 hours of work on strategic areas. The shoulder line, a few centimeters of the sleeve, a point on the hips, and you can work directly on the garment before assembly or create tulle appliques in advance. You only need the right techniques. With a detail like this, the garment's value raises at least 30–40% because you're not just adding an embroidery, you are adding a language, a gesture, a signature. And it's also a type of embroidery that doesn't require weeks of work. It's delicate, lightweight, yet endlessly effective. It's perfect for elevating capsules, shirts, light dresses, or artisanal pret-a-porter. Then she enters, an American denim jacket, solid, familiar, everyday, but one side of the jacket is crossed by a vertical cascade of black bugle beads and seed beads. This detail is one of the most interesting in the entire collection because it isn't decorative in the classic sense. It's architectural imagery. What you are seeing isn't just a fringe or a random beaded spill. It's inverted skyscrapers drawn with bugle beads and beads placed vertically side by side. If you look closely, they truly resemble New York's skyline reflected upside down on a dark surface. The way the light hits, it creates a sound in your mind, a soft ticking, a faint whisper. This embroidery gives the garment character, a soul, a direction. And for an atelier, it's incredibly powerful. It takes about 5 to 7 hours, it can be adapted to countless surfaces, it works on denim, wool, poplin, and much more, and it increases the garment's value by 70–100%. A pair of jeans worth 150 euros becomes a free 450 euros for piece. A jacket bought for 120 can easily reach 280–320 euros. It's one of the smartest examples in the collection because it takes an everyday garment and instantly moves it into the premium category. Now let's move to the most sculptural embroidery of the entire show. This is where craftsmanship turns into poetry. From afar you see an elegant suite. Up close, the surface begins to change. This is no flat embroidery, it rises. Raffia is a living material, raw, tactile, imperfect like a natural fiber, and Chanel shapes it into tiny sculptures, knots, petals, irregular elements forming a landscape across the garment. Every element casts a shadow, every shadow creates depth. It's like looking at a miniature winter garden. For an atelier, this is an essential embroidery to understand because a small panel requires about 4 to 6 hours. An entire jacket front can take 12 to 20 hours, and it increases a garment's value by 150%. A suite worth 800 becomes a 1,800, 2,000 euros per piece, and if you apply this embroidery to a handbag, the perceived value skyrockets, exactly why Chanel uses it. And as you look at this kind of work, refined, three-dimensional, completely hand-built, remember that this is exactly what I teach inside my haute couture embroidery school. So if you're a seamstress, a professional, or you run a small atelier and want to elevate your garments to the next level, please write to me and let me know what would you like to study, because I am creating now English language courses. So your feedback would be so really useful for me now. And if you embroider for passion, if you simply love creating beauty for yourself, please write me too. In Italian, I offer small projects just for the pleasure of creating. At another moment during the show, the light hits a black dress crossed by silver lines, descending like vertical rain. A homage to the Art Deco skyscrapers of New York. The embroidery looks simple in shape, yet it is extremely elegant. And for those working in embroidery, this is pure genius strategy. You achieve a couture effect with a reduced workload. Imagine the front panel of a dress. Full coverage would take hundreds of hours, but just 6 to 8 vertical lines, that takes from 4 to 5 hours. And the perceived value, almost identical. A dress priced at 300-400 euros can easily reach 650 and to 800 euros, a 60-80% increase with a contained amount of work. This is the kind of embroidery any atelier can introduce into its collections. Minimalist, contemporary, highly sellable. Then there is a black cardigan that looks like it stepped straight out of a winter night. The edges are decorated with turquoise and gold beads, catching the light like shards of ice. The beauty of this embroidery is that it's modular. You can embroider just a segment or build a full frame. For an atelier, working the border takes from 3 to 10 hours depending on length and complexity. But the added value is huge because this kind of embroidery is perceived as textile jewelry. A simple cardigan can nearly double in value, up to 100-150% more, without altering the shape, just by adding light. This skirt is one of the most interesting embroideries in the entire collection and, in my opinion, one of the most underrated. Here Chanel isn't decorating a skirt, Chanel is building a city. If you look closely at the surface, you immediately see that it is not a random design. It's an architectural composition. Vertical lines, blocks, interruptions, overlaps, they look like skyscrapers seen from above or reflected upside down. The embroidery is built with crystals, sequins, beads placed side by side with variations in density over a printed base of skyscrapers to mimic city lights, traffic, windows and reflections. And here's where this becomes extremely relevant for anyone working on clothing. You don't need to embroider the entire skirt. Chanel concentrates everything into vertical panels, like neighborhoods. An atelier can take the same idea and work just one band or 2 front panels or a single side. The garment stays wearable but transforms entirely in identity. In terms of time, one vertical panel requires about 8 to 10 hours depending on bead density, which can always be adjusted. We're not talking about weeks, just manageable days. And the result? A skirt originally priced at 300-400 euros can reach 800-1000 euros, a value increase of 100-120%. Because the client doesn't see a decorative embroidery, they see a designed surface. This look teaches a key lesson. You don't need to fill a garment with embroidery to make it couture. You need to think of it as architecture, and you can adapt it to your client's needs and budget. This is exactly the type of embroidery that allows seamstresses and small ateliers to raise their level without making the process unsustainable. And then there is this red dress which looks entirely covered in light. But the real secret isn't the amount of embroidery, it's the way the beads are distributed. Here Chanel is working with light itself. Beads and crystals are stitched in dense vermicellis across the fabric, creating a shimmering surface, but the part that interests us is near the hem, where beads and crystals are sewn individually, scattered one by one. They don't follow a rigid pattern, they don't form a compact surface, they create a gradient, dense at the top, gradually airier toward the bottom. The color doesn't sit still, it vibrates, moves, shifts with the body. This is one of the most powerful embroideries for professionals working with clients, because a scattered sparkle gradient can be added to virtually any dress, even a simple one. You decide the complexity. You do not need to create a full all-over embroidery. You can start with a lighter distribution for a luminous, refined effect. In terms of time, a gradient like this requires about 5 to 8 hours, depending on size. But the final effect is that of a jewel dress, and this can increase the garment's value by 80–120%. Without making it heavy or overly formal. It's perfect for premium clients who want something luminous, sophisticated, but wearable. And as these images pass before your eyes, notice how every detail tells its own story. Some embroideries seem written rather than stitched, others look painted with sequins instead of pigment. See these vertical lines, simple, clean, yet on a black dress they resemble skyscraper lights reflected on wet pavement. And then there are the volumes, the three-dimensional forms that don't just decorate, they transform the fabric into something with depth, shadow, life. Every image you see is a quiet reminder of the hands, intention, and poetry inside every centimeter. And the more the photos scroll, the more you understand that embroidery is not embellishment. It is architecture in miniature, directed light. It is the detail that stops the eye. It is what makes someone say, this piece has value. This is the power of métier d'art, turning a simple runaway moment into a journey through imagination, material, and human gesture. If you want to go deeper into this world, in the description and pinned comments you'll find my free guide, the 7 essential steps to enter haute couture embroidery. And if you feel it's time to truly learn these techniques inside my school, you'll find both full professional programs and simple creative projects. All the links are in the description and in the pinned comment. Now I want to hear from you. Which detail impressed you the most? Which one would you bring into your own garments? Tell me in the comments. I'll use your replies to create the next deep dives. And if you want to continue this journey into haute couture embroidery, stay with me and watch the next video. It's the most natural step to explore everything we saw today. And don't forget to subscribe.